Welcome to this explainer. Look, I want you to think of today's session as your high-stakes executive masterclass on the ultimate corporate advantage. We are pulling some incredible insights directly from Mastering the Machine, the definitive guide to absolute focus. In a landscape where every single professional has access to the exact same tools and the exact same data, we're going to look at the one remaining differentiator that truly separates top-tier leadership from the rest of the pack. So I want you to ask yourself honestly, are notifications stealing your daily output? Because your phone is absolutely stealing your attention. Social media? It's stealing your time. Those endless pings, those supposedly urgent emails that, let's be real, are almost never actually urgent, they are completely hijacking your focus. The baseline for the modern executive has just become this constant, unending reactivity to digital demands. You start one crucial task, switch to another to put out a fire, check your phone, scroll for just a few minutes, and boom, suddenly another day is completely gone. The result? Completely fractured attention and zero meaningful output. But here's the thing. The world's most successful leaders have a totally different approach. They possess one undeniable superpower, and that is absolute focus. And that brings us to the core promise of our source material. If you can train your mind to focus like a machine, you can achieve more in a single day than most people do in an entire week. We are talking about setting the stakes for massive, highly measurable daily output gains. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today's seminar. 1. Focus, the executive superpower. 2. The myth of multitasking. 3. The 90-minute focus rule. 4. Training your executive mind. And 5. Master focus, master your future. Starting right off with Section 1. Focus, the executive superpower. 24. That is the number of hours in a day that entertainment and digital distractions are available to you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your phone is buzzing. Social media literally never sleeps. There is a constant, unrelenting battle for your most valuable corporate asset, which is your attention. The average executive is interrupted every 3 minutes. Yet true, deep work requires a solid, protected baseline. Distractions are literally everywhere, and they're engineered by some of the smartest people on Earth, specifically to pull you away from your work. Which leads us to this fundamental thesis from the text. The people who learn to ruthlessly control their attention, they will always have the upper hand. Controlling your attention isn't just some nice wellness tip. It actually yields a compounding, measurable competitive advantage on your quarterly output. What you choose to direct your brain power toward completely dictates the results you produce. It's a simple equation, but mastering it is exactly what sets elite executives apart. Moving right along to Section 2, the myth of multitasking. Now, what's really interesting about this is how many professionals treat juggling 5 tasks at once like some sort of corporate badge of honor. But the reality, it's just a state of false productivity. Every single time you switch between tasks, your brain loses precious momentum. You are constantly restarting your cognitive engine. Compare that to the massive return on investment of single tasking. Doing one thing, giving it your full undivided attention, actually finishing it, and only then moving to the next task. This is the exact mechanism that creates truly extraordinary results. But to actually execute single tasking, you've got to create a success environment. You simply cannot expect to focus while you're surrounded by chaos. Turn off every non-essential notification, put your phone in another room entirely, keep a clean, minimalist workspace, wear your headphones just to signal you're busy, and explicitly tell others not to interrupt you. And yes, that definitely includes the, hey, just a quick question dropping into your office. You must physically and culturally protect your attention like it is the lifeblood of your career, because quite frankly, it is. Which brings us to Section 3, the 90-minute focus rule. So, the crucial point is this. This right here is the operational heartbeat of high-performance output. It's how you actually structure your workday to align with how your brain performs best. The source outlines this highly strict deep work protocol. Step 1 is totally non-negotiable. Focus relentlessly on a single task for exactly 90 minutes. Step 2, during this time, absolutely no phone, no social media, no unnecessary side conversations. Total blackout. Step 3, after that 90 minutes, take a short, actual break to let your cognitive baseline recover. And Step 4, repeat the cycle. This isn't just a quick tip. It's a systemic, repeatable strategy for producing deep, highly leveraged results that drive real business growth. All right, Section 4, training your executive mind. You know, implementing a 90-minute deep work session isn't something you just casually decide to do on a Tuesday. Focus is not a fleeting habit. It's a mental muscle, and it has to be ruthlessly conditioned every single day. You need to engage in activities that force sustained attention as a daily workout for that executive muscle. The source recommends things like reading physical books, meditating for just 10 minutes a day to practice catching a wandering mind, writing in a journal to organize complex thoughts, and dedicating time to simply think without any digital crutches. Every single day you practice these specific exercises, you are building immense mental strength and absolute resilience against the modern world's distractions.
And finally, Section 5. Master focus, master your future.
I want you to ask yourself right now, with absolute honesty, is what you're doing in this exact moment helping you become the person you want to be? Every minute you spend distracted, reacting to a meaningless email thread, or just endlessly scrolling is a minute someone else in your industry is using to build their future. If the answer to this question is no, you have to immediately change what you are doing. Your executive future depends entirely on today's focus. Imagine two competing professionals over the course of exactly 1 year. One works while checking Slack and social media every few minutes. A year passes, and they're sitting there wondering why their career has totally stagnated and their life hasn't changed at all. The other turns off every distraction, executing their work with total immersion. After that same exact year, this focused person has acquired high-level new skills, commands greater confidence, and is exposed to massively bigger corporate opportunities. Here is the harsh reality, folks. Between those two individuals, the difference was never raw intellect. The world is absolutely full of highly intelligent people wasting their potential chasing cheap entertainment. What separates the stagnant from the highly successful is simply the discipline of focus. So, this is the definitive call to action from today's seminar. Please don't just absorb this information, apply it today. Choose one highly important task, give it your absolute undivided attention for 90 minutes. No distractions, no excuses. I challenge you to test this protocol and actually measure the daily output gains you're going to experience. You are going to be astounded by what you can accomplish when you just stop self-sabotaging your own attention span. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The modern corporate environment is literally engineered to keep you reactive. Most people out there will willingly hand over their best years to notifications and shallow work. But you now have the blueprint to step right out of that cycle. So, what's it going to be? Will you spend your life reacting to notifications, or will you master your focus and actually build your future?